Hello everyone and my grant subscribers. You're welcome to Uaagupdates Grant channel, where we give you the latest and updated version of the UAAG disbursement funding. If you're new on my channel, please consider subscribing by clicking the notification bell so that whenever we publish our new content, you'll be kindly notified. Thank you so much for subscribing, and God bless.
Of July 2025, and I want to really drive on a very pertinent issue that is rocking the community so bad. Yes, in times like this, when expectations are so high and emotions are running deeply within our veins, it is very, very easy for confusion to spread like a wildfire. And today, we are hearing two different reports flying around concerning the return of the delegates who are involved in the grant disbursement process. Now, one side is confidently saying the delegates are back, while others insist that they are not yet back. Now, this situation has really stirred doubts and uncertainty among many of us, especially those who have been patiently waiting for long. And these are the real issues on ground right now that has really crowded the hearts of people. And that's the question they want to know. Are they back? Are they not back? Osim says they are back. Ngozi Israel says they are not back. Donald Obasi said they are not back yet. And so there's a voice of confusion within the ecosystem. And I know that what I'm saying is really what is happening or what is currently trending right now. But I want to simplistically tell you something that is very important, and that's the truth. Confusion is not new in processes like this, especially when the stakes are high. And so many people are also involved in this. But you must not allow that confusion to destroy your faith or weaken your expectations. Let me explain this situation clearly. And I'm going to also show you what you need to hold on to so that your heart would remain very strong and your mind focused, regardless of the noise that is going on around. First and foremost, you need to understand the current noise. Why are there two sides? First, let us be realistic. In every major program, project, or community, especially the one that is involving financial benefits of this nature, information would always fly around from different sources. Now, some of these sources may have genuine connections to the process, while others simply speculate based on assumptions, some on fear, and some even personal interest. Now, but let's streamline it to our current situation. Some persons or groups claim that the delegates are back. Those responsible for finalizing the agreements, the clearance, the disbursement arrangements, that they are already back and they are on ground. Now, others are insisting that the delegates have not yet returned. Now, you see, both sides cannot be right at the same time. That's what you need to understand. But here is the most important thing. The progress of the grant is not solely dependent on who shouts the loudest. It's only dependent on the process itself, which is ongoing, whether it is seen or it is unseen. In fact, and a very big in fact, before the final return of any delegates, much groundwork has already been done behind the scenes. Yes. Now, some processes may not require the physical presence of the entire team before certain steps are taken. So, therefore, whether they are back physically or not, what matters is that preparations and arrangements have not stopped. Now, further to this, I also want to iterate the danger of listening to every voice. I want to warn you with love. If you allow yourself to listen to every single voice in the community, your heart would be overwhelmed. Your mind also will be very much unsettled, and your expectations will begin to collapse. Now, this is what often happens. Now, today, someone will say the money has been signed. Tomorrow, another person will say the money has been withheld. Then, next tomorrow, you will hear the process is complete. Then, hours later, another one will say that there is a new delay. Now, if you keep following all of these conflicting stories, what will happen? You will be frustrated. You will start losing trust, and eventually you might disconnect from the community entirely. This is Prince's Seed Channel, the channel with legitimacy of update information that is fair enough to spice up your expectations as we await this long disbursement. Don't touch the dial. I'll be with you shortly and in a moment. All right, you're welcome back. Just still within the week of trying to explain the scenario that has really put a strain on the ecosystem at a time like this. Now, continue from where I stopped. Now, but this is, I want you to see that this is not a time to disconnect. This is the time to stand strong and stay focused. A tree that is waiting for rain does not uproot itself because of dry wind. No, it remains solidly planted, knowing that it is due season. In due season, that the rain will still come. So what you need to hold on to now, amidst all the noise and mixed stories, you have to hold on to the original promise. That's the grant system, the disbursement structure, the processes. They are all built on an original promise. That promise remains very intact. Yes, there have been delays, there have been challenges, and even miscommunications along the way, but the promise is not cancelled. That's what I want you to know. Remember why you joined this community: for support, for empowerment, and for the opportunity to rise financially. That goal has not changed. Processes may shake, timelines may shift, but the promise remains intact. So hold on. Hold on to verified informations. It is better to wait for official and verified information than to be carried away by rumors. Be patient until the main source also speaks to us. Reliable leaders in the community will never leave you completely in the dark. They may not tell you everything immediately, but when critical updates are ready, it would also be shared. That is not to say that updates that are flying around now, they are immaterial, because as the leaders are not speaking, those that are able to peep into certain informations on the inside, they come with us to share them to us, so that the whole ecosystem does not look like just a graveyard or a cemetery, a place of the dead. And this time is necessary. Imagine if we had waited and we are still waiting for the voice of the county director, and nothing seems to be going, and everything is just silent. How do you think this ecosystem is going to be? A lot of people have even forgotten about it. Even when they start disbursing, you wouldn't even know where your account is. So we can't say altogether that the voice is telling us this to make the atmosphere, the community active and engaged, not to die. They are irrelevant. No, they are. But there is something you have to hold on to, and that is the original promise. Hold on to your faith. Whether you're a person of faith or not, one thing is clear: progress is fueled by belief. If you lose your belief, your energy drops. And if your energy drops, your participation dies. And when your participation dies, your disconnect is automatic from the blessing when it finally arrives. So I want to tell you to stay expectant. Expect good news. Expect fulfillment. Expect the process to complete. regardless of temporary confusions. Many people are asking, why is this taking so long? Why can't they just finish and disburse? That is also another song in the mouths of everyone, which is real. You don't have anybody to query concerning this. It is real, and people are actually liable to ask these questions. But let me tell you this truth plainly, very plainly. This type of processes involve different levels of clearance. It involves documentation, it involves approvals, it involves stakeholders' agreements at different levels, just like with the one we know in Switzerland. Yesterday we got a wind again that they work hard to take them beyond Switzerland. Did you just hear that? Now, some of these steps are legal, others are administrative, and some depend on international partners or governmental bodies. Every stage needs to be handled with precision and care, so that once disbursement begins, there will be no blockage or reversal. You don't expect disbursement to begin and then there is a lacuna somewhere they had to go and deal with. It's incompetencies. That's incompetency. Now, would you prefer a rushed, unorganized process that collapses midway? Or you prefer a properly planned, well-structured disbursement that brings lasting joy to everyone, all and sundry? I believe the answer is obvious. We must prefer the right process, even if it requires patience. We're all human beings, and it's normal to feel tired, especially after hearing different stories for weeks or months. But hear me, and hear me loud and clear. Being tired is not natural, but giving up is a choice. It is a choice. When your body feels very weak, speak to your mind. When your mind feels discouraged, remind yourself of why you started. When others spread negativity, separate yourself from their words and protect your hope. Weariness may knock on your door, but you don't have to open the door. Instead, open the door to patience, to trust, to endurance of the course. Focus on what truly matters. Instead of stressing over whether the delegates are back or not, channel your energy towards the source. Stay connected to your coordinators or team leaders for credible information. Keep preparing yourself mentally for what you will do when the blessing comes. Support others also in the community who are struggling with disconnection and discouragement. Above all, pray, reflect, meditate if you are spiritually inclined. This normally has a way of strengthening your inner man. And ultimately, avoid arguments. Avoid debates that drain your energy and sows division within the ecosystem, within your family. The truth is, at the appointed time, the results will speak louder than the rumors. I want to encourage you on this journey. Sometimes, breakthrough comes when it seems hardest to believe. And history has shown that moment of the greatest confusion often comes right before the biggest manifestation of miracle. So the noise we are hearing now is not a sign of give up. It is a sign that the process is reaching its critical stage. So don't throw away your expectation at the edge of your breakthrough. You've waited this long. Don't let small confusion rob you of the joy that's ahead. Think about farmers. They plant seeds, they wait, they water the soil, and they endure days of uncertainties. But eventually, the harvest comes, and all the waiting becomes a distant memory. And so shall it be for those who remain steadfast in this grand journey. Finally, dear friends, the reality is clear. Whether the delegates are back today or tomorrow, the process is still in motion. Whether some voices say yes or others say no, what matters is the final result. The blessing is bigger than the temporary noise. Therefore, keep your heart steady. Keep your mind focused. Keep your expectations alive. Great things often comes after great trials. That's what I know. And your endurance now is preparing you for the joy that is ahead. No matter what side of the story you hear next, remember, I chose to believe in the process. I choose to stand in faith. I choose to expect my portion. So you must do the same. You got to stay strong. You got to stay hopeful. Yes. You got to stay ready. For the journey is not yet over. And your breakthrough is closer than you think. Thank you. And may your expectations never be cut short. This is Princess channel, the channel with legitimacy of update. Subscribe, because we are here not to die. We are here to live. And when all the chips are down, it wouldn't matter where the noises are coming from, where the confusions are coming from. What matters right then is that the fund is sitting in your bank account and you can do whatever you like with it. Thank you very much. Subscribe to our channel for regular updates. We love you, and so we would always be. Thank you very much. I hope this lifts somebody in the house. Share this voice note. Let it get to everyone. Everyone. God bless you. Have a nice day.